Okay, and hello everybody. This is Dano442 coming to you with another video. This time we're going to be talking about the Lee Classic Turret Press. This is a press that I wasn't necessarily looking at buying. I was looking at something that was a little bit more progressive, but I could not pass up the deal on this thing. I think I found it on Craigslist or Armslist, I'm not sure which, and I got so much stuff, including shell casings, um, primers, gunpowder, dyes, bullets, so much stuff. Well, long story short, I couldn't pass up the deal, so I decided to go ahead and get it because it was really, really cheap. And so far, I've been pretty pleased with my purchase. I was a little worried at first when I got it because of the fact that there were so many people complaining about this square cam lock right down in this area here that was breaking. And the people were saying that not only is it breaking, but it's got to be replaced quite frequently. Not only is it breaking, but on a very often basis. So I was a little concerned about that. So one night I bought a Kel-Tec P380 for defense purposes. Brought it straight home from the gun shop. Within a half hour of owning it, I was basically probably voiding the warranty because I tore it down and was polishing the feed ramp. And so I got to thinking, while I got my Dremel out with the polishing bit on it and the rouge and everything out, maybe I ought to look at doing something to try to fix this situation here. So let me, for those of you not familiar with the press, let me give you a quick demonstration of what it does, and you'll see how this turns the turret up here. Right now we have an empty station up here at the top, and when I bring the handle up and bring it down, you'll see it spin here. And this ain't lit up real well, but I'm getting ready to take this off here in a minute where you can see it. And basically it brings the depriming and rounding die up. You press the case up into the die, it deprimes it, and then also rounds out the case. You bring it back down, it reprimes it. Right now I got my safety measure or my safety load off, so it's not in the way. Primes it, you bring it back up. Not only does it flare out the casing, but it charges it with some gunpowder. You bring it back down, it changes stations. You bring it up, and it not only seats but crimps the bullet. So as you can see, as the handle's going up and down, it spins this here, and this is what everybody was complaining about as being a problem. So so what I did anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way here so everybody can see. Let me set this back here. What I did was I took this piece out, and you can see the little twist in it right here. Okay, and I don't know when this thing goes out on YouTube if you're going to see it or not, but this area here is kind of dull. This area here is kind of dull. And this area here is kind of shiny. Well, what I did was I took my Dremel with a polishing bit and the rouge, the polishing rouge, and I polished this up pretty good to where it's pretty shiny. I can actually see the reflection of my finger in the twist right there. So all I was aiming at doing was making this a little bit smoother and a little bit dry, slicker, just like I would my polishing the feed ramp on my gun was to make it a little slicker so the cartridge breaches into the chamber a little quicker and a little easier. Same thing here. I'm just polishing it up, make it a little slicker. And then what I do here is on each side, there's 4 sides. When I start, reloading, bullets, I'll either put a shot of Rem lube, and that's what I was using at first. Lately, I've just been using my case lube. I'll get my case lube out to lube the cases, and while I got it out, put a little drop air, little drop air, little drop air, little drop air, and then once I sit this back down in there and start activating, it starts basically smearing it around. So I've had this thing for quite some time now. And this little square cam lock down in here that everybody's saying breaks, that's a piece of cake. There's a little screw here to get to. It's a piece of cake to replace. And they're super, super cheap. But I can imagine if I'm replacing the thing every time I'm using it, that it's going to be a real annoyance. So I've had this thing for quite some time. I've loaded a lot of cartridges with it, and I could tell when I got it that cam lock was chewed up, or that square cam lock in there was pretty chewed up. I mean, it was pretty chewed up. And so my thought was, let me get this thing polished, let me get lubed up, let me get it working a little bit better. That way I can wait for my new ones to get here that I ordered. Well, needless to say, I've loaded a lot of cartridges with this thing. I've never gotten around to ordering new ones, and this is still the same one I got when I got it. So I'm going to say I've probably loaded probably 3,000 cartridges with this thing, and I've yet to replace that, and it was used when I got it. And I imagine it's probably getting, I haven't taken it apart and looked at it, I imagine it's probably getting brittle, it's probably due for one, but at least I'm not replacing it every time I use it. That was my main goal. I did not want to replace it every time I used it. So I was able to accomplish that. Again, if you probably just do a search for, you know, polish and Dremel, you'll find videos showing how to use the Dremel to polish, and I might get around to making a video on it. I do want to make a video. I just picked up an M&P 40 compact, and the one thing I definitely want to do with it is get the feed ramp polished to make it a little bit you know, more dependable in the time of need. So maybe I'll show that here, and hopefully I can get around to that in the next couple weeks. It's been a while since I made a video due to the fact that I've got a newborn, and that makes it real tough to get some stuff done like this. So he's getting to the age where he doesn't require so much attention, and you know, mommy can watch him. My daddy gets down here and catches up on some things. So I'll try and get that video out in the next couple weeks in regards to polishing the feed ramp. In the meantime, if you can find you know, a video showing you how to polish with a Dremel, or you feel comfortable doing it, or you know how to do it, by all means, if you have a classic turret press, if you get this polished up and keep it lubed every time you use it, hit it with a shot of lube, it'll last you a long time. So anyhow, thanks people, appreciate it.